So, good morning, all. Am I audible? Is my voice is clear?
Yeah, good morning, and you are audible.
Yes, thank you for confirming. So, I welcome you all to the CDP Networks. Today, we are going to discuss about this series is all about the AWS Architect solution. So, totally, we will be having a four session over the span of 2 weeks for a free, which we will be covering few topics about the AWS clouds. So, post that free training, we will be having a paid courses. If you want, you can reach out the CDP team for it. So in the paid courses, for the first 2 weeks, as part of the free training, I'm going to cover the very basic fundamentals of AWS, and then what is cloud computing, and then a very basic service of the cloud services, which is a EC2, and then auto scaling. These are the four major topics which we are covering on over the next 2 weeks, and then post free training we will be covering lot of we are covering the sorry we will be covering about the syllabus of AWS architect solution, which has been so we are going to discuss about the solution architects SCAS CO3. So hope everyone able to see my screen. Please someone confirm it. Is everyone able to view
Yes,
the? Yes, right?
yes. Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah, so these are the syllabus which has been prescribed from the AWS official documentation. If you go in a, I will give overall. If anyone have already a idea about the skill builder, you can cross verify it. In case if you are not having, we as course progress, we will discuss all about these things. Okay, so as a first section, we will be discussing about the architecting fundamentals, where we will be discussing about the introduction of cloud computing or history of AWS, how AWS is evolved, and how AWS infrastructure has been featured. So the section 2 will be discussing about the account security, which will be having IAM roles, users, groups, policies, permission boundaries, SCPs, organizations. All those topics will comes under the section 2 of account security. So section 3 networking 1, because we have a two networking sections, that is the reason it has been split into networking 1 and networking 2. Okay, so in the networking 1 we will.
hello,
I'm head
hello.
client.
Can you mute
Hi,
someone?
I'm Aditya Goenka. I'm alumni of IIT Kharagpur, and I have built multiple eight-figure startups like B10X, Madable.
Sorry for that one. So in the networking 1 we will be having a very basic details about the. Sorry, I think some technical glitch. Sorry. So in the network 1 session, we will be discussing about the basic fundamentals of networking in the AWS, which will be VPC, public subnet, private subnet, internet gateway, NAT gateway, and route tables and all. Okay. In section 4, a major section which is a compute power. This is this section we will be covering in this free section, which is about the EC2. Okay, majorly we will discussing about the EC2. There were the other computing service I has been clubbed with that with the serverless for better understanding. Okay, so the next one is storage. Storage will be having S3, S3 Glacier, EFS, and migration tools. Few we are going. All those things will be discussed in section 5, and then section 6 will be having a database. So please don't draw at all. Okay, we don't have to train. So guys, please don't scribble or something on over the picture. Okay. Okay. So in section 6, we don't know how to erase it. So in the section 6, we will be discussing database services, RDS, DynamoDB caching, migration tools and all. Section 7 is very important section, which is a monitoring and basics of CloudWatch, alarms, metrics. This is where the case we were going to have a load balancer. In this free course over the next week, I will be discussing about the auto scaling along with the EC2 instance. So that is also been covered. In 8, we will be having a automation, infrastructure as a code, cloud formation, elastic beanstalk, code deploy, Amazon code whisperer, and other services. So in section 9, we will be having a brief idea about the contain microservices, containers, ECR, ECS, and EKS. 10 will be having the second level of networking too, where you will be dealing with the major things of networking spaces like VPC endpoints, peering, hybrid networking, transit gateway, and other things. So 11 will be a serverless, where we'll be talking about the serverless architecture, event driven architecture, a lambda function, Amazon API gateway, SQS, SNS, kinesis, and step function. These are the services we are going to explore on the serverless. It's a vast section. Again, edge services, where we will discuss about the DNS, Route 53, CloudFront, DDoS protection, how firewalls and outpost stuff, all the topics will be discussed. And then 13 will be having a disaster planning, AWS backup, how if there is a natural calamity, the recovery strategies. These are all things has been that in the these are the 13 sections which we are going to discuss over the course, which is a SaaSCO3 solution architect associate. CO3 means that certificate name as a third generation certificate. So will be building a two major project, which will be a EC2 multi-tier architecture with the help of services like EC2, VPC, ELB, and auto scaling. And there is one more project which is a serverless architecture, which is with the help of API gateway, Lambda, SQS, and SNS. So, and moreover, these sessions will be combined of both theoretical as well as uh, hands-on experience, right? So, though SaaSCO3 will not check your hands-on experience, it's almost a theoretical exam which will be testing your use case scenarios and architecting skills. But for a better understanding, we will be walkthroughing with the hands-ons. Okay, so um, any doubts till now, guys? Do based on the syllabus or any other stuffs? Hope I
Yeah,
have a
hi.
yeah, I have a good crowd.
So,
Yes, good.
yes, my name is Chaitanya.
Yes, sure. Yes, Chaitanya, sir.
So, I have one doubt. So, the sessions will be conducting for, I mean, only weekends or is it daily?
So currently we planned for a weekend sessions. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe if you have a recurrent, please check with the team for a weekday sessions. Okay. But this
No,
is
nothing.
plan.
Actually, yeah,
Yes.
I'm also required to, I'm just looking for a weekend
Okay.
sessions only.
Hello. Hey, hi, this is Riaz. The training can be either week or weekend, depend on the candidate demands. And also we are providing a free cloud practitioner training on the YouTube. We upload it on the YouTube also. If anybody wants to watch the cloud practitioner AWS, they can watch on the YouTube at CDP-Networks channel.
Yeah, we already subscribed.
Okay. Yeah, continue, Gautam.
Yeah. Thanks, sir. So any other doubts, guys? Or shall we deep dive into the certification stuffs and how to deal with things?
Hello, Gautam.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, this is Rajesh. This side. Okay, is it free for weekends or is only for 2 weekends? Only it is free. Complete course is free.
No, only 2 weeks we are taking as in a free session, like which is a 2 weeks, which means a four
Hmm.
session today, tomorrow, and the same way on next
Hmm.
weekends. So oppose that, it's a paid training courses.
Okay, thank you, Gautam.
Yes, thank you.
Only this course or remaining all are free.
remaining courses in as in
Like a VMware, you have mentioned a VMware and all this.
That's a
Juniper
similar
network.
in a VMware also 2 weeks actually we are not charging anyone to the any customer. 2 weeks also free. All the weekend training 2 weeks we are not charging to any of the customer. And
Okay.
some of the videos are already been uploaded on the YouTube channel. If you want to watch on the YouTube, the same thing has already been uploaded.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
continue with them.
sure. So I will be discussing about the this is a official book I'm going to follow for the post in today for today for the next couple of weeks, as well as the post in the paid training. Also, I'm going to use the same book which has been procured by the AWS official training department. Like there is a training department in the AWS. They will be providing that corporate trainings for the peoples in the companies, big companies. So I got a chance to get that books and all with I got trained under them, so I have a have an access for the books. So I will be going to use the same book for this training. So yeah, so let's get into the session course, like as a first module, as we discussed, which is architecting fundamentals. So what in this module we will be going to discuss about the these are the topics which we are going to discuss. What is Amazon business, what is the business request of this Amazon web services, and what is Amazon web services, and what is how the AWS infrastructure has been built. So these are the two major topics. AWS well architect framework is just a theoretical parts which we can talk later. So first we will be discussing these topics. Okay. Sure. So before get into the jump into the AWS, how many of you have a good? How many of you are well known about the AWS? Anyone already have certified in AWS? Let's make it as a more interactive, guys. Sure. Big Four company tied with okay. So before getting into the AWS services, I will talk about a little things about the cloud computing. Okay. So what is cloud computing and what is public cloud, private cloud, and multi-cloud? Anyone want to take a chance of on it, or should I go ahead and explain? So okay. So, as I believe many would have been heard about the cloud deployment strategies, there will be a three major strategies called as a public cloud, private cloud, and then hybrid cloud. So, what is public cloud? As in where you can relate the public cloud with we can relate all this cloud as a uh, with a taxi and cabs and all. So take an example, a public cloud, you can relate it with the bus, like our transport. What it is means a public transport where anyone can go and use the public transport. It's not like the public transport is a very particular limited to the particular people or not like that, right? Everyone, all the citizens can use the public transport. So that is what you can relate it with the public cloud, because as in we if we required, we can use that public cloud. Anyone can access the public cloud. Okay, if we today I can create an account with the AWS, and I can use certain services of them. Is the same way you can also create and use the same services, right? Unless we are both are going to pay the same fee, right? That is how the public cloud has been constructed. Everyone can able to access it. Whereas in the private cloud, it's like you can having a own car on your own. If you are having a own car, I can directly come and use your car, right? It is like it has been exclusively for your purpose. It can't be used as a public service or something. So that is the same way private cloud will be more specific to that particular organization. It will be used for that particular, it is not none other people can public, other outsiders can't use that public clouds and all. So that will be named as a private cloud. Whereas a hybrid cloud is one thing which is going widely now, very popular. Because take an example, if you are in a very startup, what you can do means you can use everything with your AWS or with the public clouds, any of the public clouds like Azure or GCP or AWS. Take an example, there was a company like IBM, Dell, other very 100-year old companies and all. They will be having their huge data centers across the world for last, because cloud has been evolved after post 2005. That is where AWS started, and other cloud things are in past 2 decades only we will be having the concept called cloud. Earlier these big companies having their own data centers, right? So they will be having their own data centers where they can't simply discard all those things, right? So on the same time there will be a certain constraints. Your data should not be like, it is will be like a more of a security compliances, very highly sensitive data. You can't simply keep it in the public cloud and all, right? So in that case what they will do is they will go with the hybrid cloud, which is like a, yeah, sensitive data can be keep it in their own data centers or in the private cloud, and then a general set of data can be, they will be using it for the public in the public cloud. So this is how they can balance the both public and private cloud, which will be combined, is called as a hybrid cloud. So there is a one more concept which is called as a multi-cloud. Multi-cloud in the same sense, you will be having a it's like, again, if I go back to the same concept of taxi and all, it will be like a we will be comparing Ola, Uber and other Rapido kind of stuffs. Take an example, we will be comparing for a competitive price, right? If you take a Rapido will be giving for a cheaper bike services, whereas an Ola may give for an auto, whereas Uber gives for a car. So in this case we will be comparing the multiple cloud providers like AWS, Azure and GCP. In certain cases, for certain use cases, GCP may provide for less cost. In the same way, for AWS can provide some services for less cost. So we will be trying to compete with. We will be trying to easily use all the clouds for our best cases with a lower cost. So that is concept is called as a multi-cloud. Okay, so Bala Shagib Goyak. So in this, I'm just giving you overall theory. This is official AWS training. They won't talk about the other cloud providers. So I'm just giving heads up. So that is the reason. Okay, I'm not changing the slide. Okay, so now you guys may have a overall idea of the cloud deployment strategies. Because why I was means, you should not be confused when someone talks about the with the terminologies, IT terminology like a public cloud, private cloud means, you should not be wondering what is this private cloud, what. That is why I given some heads up about those terminologies. Now we will be jumping into the AWS, which is a public cloud. Okay, everyone is in with me?
Yes.
Cool. So we will be discussing AWS services. Okay, so as I said earlier, AWS is a public cloud which will be providing they're having a global data centers. Obviously, uh, they will be having their own global data centers across the world. Okay, if you see in this slide there, you can see the dots, right? These are the data centers presence of their AWS. In India, especially in India, they're having a two data centers. One is in the Mumbai and the newly constructed. That's why it is in the red format. This is a newly constructed, which will not be enabled by default. There is another region which is they're having a data center in the in and around of Hyderabad. Okay, so Amazon Web Service having a global data center presence, which will be providing a 200 more than 200 services. As I seen last week, we'll be having a we are having around 273 or some services, because that count has been always changes. Sometimes it go high, maybe if they are going to deprecate some service, one day it will come down. But right now they are having more than around 200, 240 to 270 services. If you go and check, we will discuss again it. So again, what is services? So that doubt may provoke in your mind. You would have been hear these technology terminologies in the IT industry, which is IaaS, infrastructure as a service, PaaS, platform as a service, SaaS, software as a service. So what is the difference between, anyone want to take the go for the difference between these three things, or should I go and explain? Okay, I will discuss what is IaaS. I will give overall very high level view, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So IaaS is an infrastructure as a service where you will be having your application. You need a certain services where you want to run your application, right? So you may develop application in your laptop or Java code and all. You want to run that particular code. For that you need one infrastructure. Such kind of services will be called as an infrastructure as a service. In AWS, EC2 is one such a service as infrastructure as a service. So here the terminology services means the what features they are providing. EC2 is a one service. Store for a storage, we will be having S3 bucket, that is a one. S3, that is a one service. Okay, so the next terminology, PaaS, platform as a service. Platform as a service will be providing you a platform to build your application. Maybe what you can do means you can check VS Code or some IDE tools you would have used in your application, in your laptops and all, right? That is a platform again. So here you will be running a code, or whatever you are building a code. Such a services will be called as a platform as a service. Whereas the next one is a SaaS, software as a service. Software means you are just using their own software. Take an example, Gmail is the one software which we are using to send a mail and all. So though that kind of softwares will be called as a software as a service. So here in AWS also we'll have a certain services like SQS and SNS and all, where we can, they provide software and we can use it. Okay, so there are more than 200 service with a combination of IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS is available in the AWS. Okay, the major services we have few, which is a compute services, database services, and storage services. Okay, so I believe everyone is with me. Okay, so the next point is pay as you go model. What does that mean is pay as you go model? Why everyone moved to cloud computing first? That is where this pay as you go model is comes into the picture. How this thing has been come into the world, the cloud computer is evolved in the world. Okay, as in, take an example again, I will try to give a layman examples before getting into the object, so easily you could able to relate it. Okay, so take an example, you got a job in Chennai. So I'm based out of particularly Chennai. So you got a job in the Bangalore. So you from somewhere from Mumbai or Madhya Pradesh or someone, take an example. But you got a job in Bangalore. Okay. So what you will do means you will be moved to Bangalore and then you will be working. Okay. and the very next year you will be transferred to Hyderabad. So what you have to do means you have to relocate your location to Hyderabad. But when you are staying in a Bangalore, you build a house for your stay. You can't just take that building to along with you for an Hyderabad, right? So what will be the best option when you know your location is not fixed one, unlike your hometown? What we will do? We will be renting the spaces in the particular place where we are staying, right? So the same thing applied in the cloud, in the infrastructure stuffs. How it is means, because whenever the company, when you are getting a startup, you are creating one startup. Take an example. So you are creating a startup, you are building in a softwares, and you need to go as a live means you need a very big infrastructure to go as a live, because at front you need to buy all the servers, and you need to set up a data center on own. For that you need a space in your home or in the data office, and you need to switch on electricity, all these things you need to go. And then you build a software and for your startup company, and it all good went again, and you did all thing upfront. And then a month later the startup has been collapsed. You you do you decided you're not going to use this software for a live anymore. So what happened in this case? All the things which you have did is been went vain, right? Nothing has been used further. So, but when you use a cloud technology, what you can do means you need this many servers. Okay, what you can do means you can go to any of the public cloud provider. In our case, AWS. You can go to AWS. Okay, I need this much servers for right now. Means you can get purchase it from them, and then you will be paying is how we are paying for the rent every month, right? There is an option of every month or a year or something. Okay, you will be paying how much you are using. Maybe you are using a 10 servers, every month you will be paying for those 10 servers. Once, okay, in the same case your startup has been collapsed after 5 months, you will be paying only for the 5 months of the fees which you used. And then you don't have anything in your own. Okay, you don't have a space to discard, because everything has been managed by them. So that is what the pay as you go model. You will be paying only the thing which you have used. Okay, so there is here, if you see how much we are saving, we are not putting anything in our front, and then we are not discarding, or these are the things are being reutilized, right? So this is how this is the first tech principle they kept it at the public. So that is the reason AWS or any other cloud provider has been evolved. Clear? I believe everyone will be clear. So if you see that last lines, you will be able to see millions of customers, whether it is a large or a small, doesn't matter, because as a startup, I need only a 10 servers with for my application. Maybe a big with giants like a IBM or some other very big companies like a EY, they need a 10,000 servers. With that means they can get it from the AWS, because they are having very large data centers. It doesn't mean how big client you are, and you are going to pay only what you are going to use it. Okay, so why customer move to AWS? That is the first. That's what I've discussed right earlier. So optimized cost, because in upfront we are not paying, unlike your own data centers, you will not paying anything upfront. You will be in an optimized way of costing. And security vulnerabilities. AWS provides you very high security things. They will be following HIPAA complaints, all the regulations they have been following, so you don't need to worry about it. Reduced management complexity. As I said, if you are having your own data centers, means you need to have to be powered on it every time. Electricity you have to provide. You should be, if electricity goes down, for that backup power, for you have to provide a safe from the natural calamities. All these things you need to keep it. Okay, these are all the things that will be coming under the management of the servers, right? So you will not having any management complexities, and then you will be accelerated time to time market. In case, if what does that mean is, suppose suddenly your startup has grown, you need a big server, you are need more servers, means in the data centers you need to order, and it needs to come to your home, and you to set up it all over it. Here you can directly go to the AWS, and within a matter of minutes you can purchase some more servers, and you can use it for your customers. Increase the innovation. There are lots and lots of services are coming to increase the productivity and scale seamlessly is how big you can, how much resource you want, additional resource you can keep on add it, and AWS keep on will provide you, so to match your demand. So these are the very major um, things makes people to move toward the AWS. And one more major reason is AWS is the one of the foremost, first and foremost services. That is the reason there is always a thing called start early, right? They started very early when compared to the Azure and GCP, Google Cloud and all. That is the reason they are still market leader. But as the trend going, Azure is narrowing the earlier 2 3 years back, there is a wide gap between the first, which means AWS between the second. But AWS, Microsoft Azure is narrowing the gap, but still AWS is the market leader with the highest market share. Okay, so these are the AWS service categories. There will be a wide variety of service categories in the different certification. You will be able to see a different services. You will be concentrated. For this course, we will be setting up in the mid-level one, which is a serverless network, database, security management, storage, and AWS cost management, compute, and containers. Okay, so if you go with the machine learning specialty program, then you will be talking about the machine learning stuffs, VR, AR, all those things. So based on the certificate you choose, the services little bit change. It's highly difficult to know everyone, to know all the services. If you take an AWS people itself, they want knowing all the 270 services. Okay, it's highly difficult to know one person to know all the services. We will be concentrating on core services, which will be in this course we will be discussing around 50 to 40 to 60 services between that count. So yeah, any doubts, guys? So I will be starting with the AWS infrastructure. Okay, before into that, any mid question queries, if can you can ask me. I take it as there is no question. I am going forward. Okay, so AWS data centers. So as I shown in the earlier slide, there will be multiple places, as I described, in multiple places they are having their own data centers, right? So what is a data centers? So data centers is like where we will be having a full of racks. In movies and all, you would have been seen, if you are from in the office, you would have seen their own server rooms will be available in our offices, right? That will be called as a, that will be very smaller. Okay, but just think of it, AWS is scaling the infrastructure across the world for numerous companies. How big their data centers will be there. Even if in the news, if you're if you are from Bangalore, if you would have watched the news, they've been knowing that Boeing set their own data center in the Bangalore for 9 floors. I think 9 or 11 floors. I don't remember. Sorry if I'm wrong with the numbers. Okay, Boeing recently set the data centers. It will be around a very tall building. Okay, so the data centers is not very small things and all. It will be very. It requires a very high uh, spaces with all the racks and all those things. So AWS service operators within the AWS data centers. As I said, we will be having a 200 services, which all these things will be hosted in our AWS data centers. Data centers host thousands of it will be a lakhs. Okay, each data centers will be hosting the thousands and thousands of servers, and each location uses AWS proprietary network equipment. All this network will be connected with the AWS, completely with the AWS technologies, not with the other stuffs like that. Like everything will be in secured manner. Okay, so I will come to that point later. What is AWS? What is ASIS? Okay, so as I said earlier, AWS is pioneered in the cloud computing in 2006 to provide a rapid and secure infrastructure. AWS continuously innovates on the design and system of data centers to protect them from man-made and natural risks. What they are discussing means that is where the concept called ASIS is coming, because a man can't control the human natural calamities like a tsunami, earthquake, right? But AWS is build their infrastructure to accommodate such kind of things as well without losing a data. Okay, how they achieved this one means that is where the concept comes called availability zones. Okay, what is this availability zone? I said Mumbai is a region, Hyderabad is a region in our India. Okay, so everyone knows there will be a data centers in the Mumbai region and Hyderabad region. But before that one, there is something called availability zone. So combination of data centers. Take an example, as I said, Boeing said their own building is on data center one, and data center two building, and data center three building, which will be within within that campus or something. Okay, that data center will be called as one availability zone. Combination of the three data centers will be called availability zone, which is in the Bangalore, some popular area, Marzali or something. Okay, Whitefield, take an example. In the Whitefield, they set up their own data center that will be called as an availability zones. Okay, which will be a availability zones. And then there will be another availability zone which will be away from this Whitefield. Take an example that next availability zones will be in the Mysore, which is a 200 kilometers something, right? I'm not sure. Okay, and then there will be another availability zone in the Hosur, not in Hosur, in Dharmaburi, which is in Tamil Nadu, okay, which is 200 kilometers again from the Whitefield. So this is how they will build the data availability zone, which has been spread across that, which will be, there will be a wide distance between one availability zone to the other availability zone. In case, as I said, Whitefield has been affected due to natural calamity, maybe a tsunami, there is no chance for tsunami, maybe earthquake, the complete data center went into the ground. But still, since of all the three availability zones will be connected to each other, and the data will be replicated in the three availability zones, which means whatever the data you will be copying, unless there is some exemption. In general, if we are copying a data in the Whitefield, that data will be copied in the Dharmaburi availability zone as well as in the Mysore availability zone. Okay, so even Whitefield goes down, still the users able to get the data from either from Mysore or from the Dharmaburi. Okay, this is how they have built their infrastructure, which is called as availability zones, for the reason of high availability of data used to achieve a high availability. Okay, so data centers in a region designed for a fault isolation. Okay, a group of one or more data center is called as an availability zone. That's what I told. Yeah, 2-3 buildings will be called as a data, or each buildings will be called as one data center. All these data centers together called as an availability zone. An availability zone is one or more distinct data centers with the direct redundant power networking connectivity in an AWS region. In this case, as I'm talking about some Bangalore region, which is not available, but I'm talking in Bangalore region, we will be having a 3 availability zone, which is one is in a Whitefield, another one is a Mysore, and another one is a Dharmapuri. All these three together linked to each other with the high speed internet private links, which is not going to, this is main word, private links, which means we are not going, the traffic is not going the over the internet, it will be going in the private network. Okay, data will be replicated across the availability zone. So in case if any one of the availability zone fails or something goes happen, still your user will be able to access the data from the other availability zone. So this is how they are achieving the concept called high availability, because there are certain parameters are available: high availability, cost optimization, as we see scalable, as course progress we will discuss one by one. Okay, so first parameter, high availability, will be achieved with the help of this available different availability zones, where we'll be copying the data in the different availability zones. So in case if one goes down, another availability zones will provide the data to us. Okay, so region, combination of availability zone is called as a region. As in India, I'm not sure about the availability because that data is not available in the internet. Maybe Mumbai is one region, and Hyderabad is another region. As I seen in Mumbai, there will be Mumbai has a three availability zone. For just a sake, I'm just telling. Pune will be one availability zone. Navi Mumbai will be one availability zone, and Nashik is an availability zone. These three together form that particular region which is called as Mumbai. And then for the Mumbai, we will be having because each, why the region is being stressed is there are certain service will be there in the region. Take an example, if as I said, EC2 is one service. EC2, if you are creating this, that service will be only dedicated to Mumbai region. Okay, you will not copy the data to the other regions and all. There is some restriction we will see. So there are services very particular to your regions. Okay, so billings also will be changed based on the regions. Okay, you, for a certain services, it's not like all the regions will be having the same bill cycle. Based on the geolocation, based on the certain factors, you will be the bills also will change. As I give an example, EC2 instance is very cheap in North Virginia, which is the US East one, whereas in a Mumbai region, which is a specific Asia Pacific one, which is having a higher cost. Actually, Mumbai region is one of the costliest region when compared to the other AWS regions. Okay, clear? So just a theory. Each region consists of multiple isolated physically separate availability zones, as is discussed, within a geographic area. This arrangement achieves the greatest possible fault tolerance and stabilities. There's one more called fault tolerance, because if anything goes wrong, also we need to be able to serve the traffic and for the better stability. Okay, in your account you determines the region which you regions you need to use. Okay, so we, there is a factors to choose the regions which we'll discuss. Okay, as coming, regions are isolated from each other. AWS does not automatically replicate the resources across region. As I said earlier, an availability zone, the data will be replicated to each other, but not in the case of regions, because within that region only three availability zones will be there. So it is not like a region to region, the data will be replicated automatically. Okay, other, unless you are doing a snapshot or something, the data will not replicated. So we have to make sure that one. Therefore, when you view your resource, you see only the resource are tied to the region that you specify in the console. Okay, clear? Everyone is clear with the infrastructure? What is data centers, what is availability zone, and what is AWS regions? Clear? Okay, yes. So factors that impact region selection, because as I shown here, there are multiple regions across the world is available. You may ask, okay, as is, you can ask me, you said Mumbai region is costly, and then northeast one, US east one is lesser, like North region is lesser cost. Why not we can implement everything in the US east one itself? Because we are getting for lesser cost, right? That question you may ask me. For that one only, when you are choosing a region, it should be go with a very careful criterias. Okay, so these are the major things you have to keep it in your mind before choosing a region for your things. First one is governance and legal requirements. Okay, take an example. You are like our Aadhaar. Okay, so you got an tender from the government to keep the other data or PAN card data, all the government Indian government data. Okay, so you got a tender to maintain the data and all. Okay, you think that AWS is a lesser cost providing for maintaining a data and all, and then in that one US Eastone is the data. So what you're thinking means you can't directly and go and put your all Indian people's data into the in the US region, right? Because the data center will be there in the US region. That is against a violation, right? Because your data should not move from your country to other country. The first and foremost things you have to choose the governance and legal requirements, whether the particular data can be kept it in the other region, other regions or something. So that's the first and foremost, and then latency is the second thing, which is like a your all the base customers are located in the India, and then you are keeping your server in the North America, which is across another side of the another side of the another side of the world. Whenever your users needs to access you, it will be traffic will be going over the internet and getting it from that means there will be a high latency, right? So you should not keep you should serve the traffic as soon as possible to your customer. Okay, I'm putting my network, okay, www.gowtam.com. If it respond after a 10 second for each request, it will not proper, right? People will fed up with that one. So you have to keep your applications very near to your customers. That's how we will reduce the latencies. Okay, so that factor needs to keep it in mind. Then the third factor will be the cost. So in the cost, in the sense, as I said earlier, different regions will be having a different cost. So you have to think of about the cost before choosing the region. And then service availability. Not all the AWS services are available in all regions. Okay, that is the main important. Suppose you one service which you are using may available in North region, that may not be available in Mumbai region. Okay, so you have to be careful whether that particular service is available in your choosing region. So if not available, you can't do anything. So these are the four major factors. There are other factors too, but these are the four major factors that needs to be considered before choosing in a region. Clear, everyone? So this is the very basic infrastructure of the AWS, which is every day-to-day life you will be using it, which is AWS account. If you log in into the AWS account every day, if you are working with the AWS, you will be working with the regions every day. You will be this is a AWS account. I will give walkthrough at the end of the session after we discuss how to create a low free tier architecture and all those things I will discuss. Okay, so this is where you will be choosing the regions. So if you see in Asia specific Mumbai AP South one, this is a Mumbai region. I will be mostly using a US East one, which I'm used to for it. So okay, there are certain things are available in the infrastructure. One thing is a local zone and another one is a edge locations. Okay, what is this local zones? How I can establish with the layman is to make it easily. Take an example. India is a very big country, right? India is a very big country, and Geo in Geo Cinema only we are able to view the applications right now, right? So they are streaming the sports and all. So Geo is kept is data center, okay, in Jammu Kashmir. Okay, in the Jammu Kashmir they are running their data centers, and all the streaming process, all the data centers are happening at the Jammu Kashmir. Okay, there is a particular user who is sitting in the Kanyakumari or Nagarkoil, which is that topmost bottommost of the Indian, like this side gateway. he will be getting a data from the that data centers, and there is a like what it means is my data center in the Jammu Kashmir needs to get a data from the person who is in the Nagarkoil. Okay, it needs to get data, needs to process, and it needs to provide the output. See how difficult, right? You will be seeing a lot of latencies. It will be not faster as much after completing you over. You will, after completing over in the ground, if you are able to view it in the TV, how bad it will be, right? So you need to keep those kind of things as much as faster. Yeah, real time gaming or something, as I said, a gaming application which is running in the data center, which is running in the Jammu Kashmir, person who is playing in the uh, Nagarkoil, and then after he killed only, after he killed, that time only application itself loading means how tragedy this one. So these are the kind of application which needs a very sub millisecond latencies, and very compute power should be very faster. So when AWS introduced, many companies in the across the world, they started feeling there are lagging in the latencies, and there is not fast enough which is nearer to their companies, because the companies will not always near to the data centers, right? Such a time what they decided means they build such things called local zones. Local zones in the sense where the applicate, where the lot of companies are running. Okay, as I said, Geo's data center is in the Jammu Kashmir. Match is happening at the Mumbai. Okay, so what they did means they are capture, they have get their local zone in the Mumbai itself. Okay, or so take sorry, leave Mumbai, Ahmedabad, which is a very big ground, right? There is a ground in the match is happening in the ground. They set their own data local zone in the Gandhinagar in the Gujarat. So what they will, instead of sending the data to Jammu Kashmir, they are sending to the data to the Gandhinagar and processing data and providing it to the client customers. That will increase the better performance, right? For such kind of dealings, they have introduced the local zones. They have created a local zones, they created local zones near to the companies where it's very largely built, like near, take an example, Silicon Valley in the US, or in India if it is a Bangalore, all these things. Okay, in Delhi actually we have a local zone, I think so. Okay, so it will be reducing the latencies, and then we will be getting a much faster responses and all. But the thing is, in the local zones we will not able to get all the application services. You will not, as I said earlier, there will be 270 services or 280 services. All the service not will not be available. Only hardly 10 to 15 services will be available, and those services only we will be able to use it. Okay. Okay, so this is the official website of AWS where you will get all the informations. Okay, so generally available. Okay, these are the available in India. There is a one, it's a Delhi, right? Okay, they are generally announced. I think they are getting in Chennai, I think so. Chennai, or I don't know. So these are the, this is a Kolkata, right? Yeah, in Kolkata, one availability zone is there. In Gujarat, or I don't know, it's other country or something. Let me check. AP, South, New Zealand, Argentina, generally available. Okay, these are announced stuff. Delhi in India, right? As I said, Delhi has a local zone. Kolkata, India is having a local zone. So these are the local zones are available across the world to make the process better for a faster response and all. Okay. Generally available announced is Bangalore, India. Yeah, in Bangalore they have announced it. Chennai. So two more availability zones, which is a parent region is Hyderabad, whereas for both above one is, it will be parent region will be, which will be, it will be a Mumbai, right? Delhi and Kolkata. Clear. So in the local zones you will not have a all the services, very limited services will be available. Okay, only if you see these are the services are available, only available out of 270 EC2 EBS, which we will be discussing later. And then EC2 EC as well, there will be very few features only will be available, not all the service, because it's a subset stuffs. Okay, not for high regions or something. Okay, so this is one thing you need to understand. You need to understand the kitty of AWS infrastructure. The next one will be edge locations. Edge location is like a caching the stuff. Okay, so unlike a local zones where we can do a processing stuff, where we can run application, nothing we can't do here. Okay, usually edge location will be supported with the help supported with R53 and CloudFront. What it does means, take an example, the person who is sitting in the Australia. Okay, there are a bunch of people sitting in the Australia, they are watching the movie which has been released in the US, which is in the US East one. Okay, what they will do means, yeah, for user one is going and ask Netflix is hosted in the AWS. Okay, that server is hosted in the Netflix US East one region, and then they are accessing a movie from here to here, and then user two is coming from New Zealand, he is going here and taking, and then here one person is there, he is going and taking, like that everyone is accessing the data. Every time it will go in the internet and will take it from there. Instead of doing this one, what they decided means, they will cache that network, cache that information in nearest edge location. When the next, when for the next time when the person near to that edge location, it will the traffic will not go and get it from the US East one. Instead of that, they will be getting it from here. Take an example. This person, there are three people, as I said. The first person, when we requested data, it will go and get it from the US East one and keep it here. Okay, the next time the person from here needs to access the data means, it will not go US East one, it will get it from the AWS, that nearest edge location itself. However, we will be discussing it in very detail during our CloudFront service, which is comes on the edge services module. So this is one thing in the AWS infrastructure which is called as edge locations. Okay, so this is the use case as I described.
So you mean to say edge location will provide a historical data to the user,
Historical, sorry, come again.
like if the match is happening in Mumbai and uh, someone wants to watch the highlights and on like that, so he can watch it through the edge location.
Yes,
Is it right?
high bits kind of data, static data, right? You will not having a streaming concept, you can keeping edge and all. So when you have a static data,
But in local zone, like you said, it will be a live streaming of the things.
yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, here you can see, right? One common use case of edge location is to serve the content closer to your customer. A diagram shows an example video file that is stored in S3 in South America. The file is cached to edge location near to the customer to serve the peoples are in the Europe region accessing the data. It will be cached to the nearest edge location. So next time the users will get the data from there. Okay.
But the one, I think from the fetching the data from the caching, will it be the real time data or it will be the whatever data the user already requested, they are only caching?
It's not a real-time data. You will be having a strategist like lazy loading, TTL, those all things we will be discussing later. Okay. So usually, as I said, as in real data in the sense you can't keep changing when like a scoreboard or a kind of information is changing data, you can't keep it in the edge locations kind of stuffs. Okay, where it's a static data, where it's like take an example, as I said, in the Netflix, where the movie is stored, movie is not going to change again and within a 10 minutes of time, right? If there is a Indian movie taken as any one of the Indian movie which is released, or if Hollywood movie Avatar is released, the Avatar content is not going to change, right, inside that Netflix content. So such kind of data we will be caching it and using it. It is not like a game score guard and all which is dynamically changing. Those kind of data you can't cache and give it to your customers, right?
Okay, okay. So based on the use cases, we can
Based on the use
decide.
cases,
Yes, yes.
we have to use the edge location.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's not like for all the use cases we will be using. However, we'll discuss it very detailed in the CloudFront class sessions. Okay. That is what where we will be exclusively using a how we are achieving all these things will be discussed in the CloudFront. Okay. We will be discussing. Cool. So the difference between the two things, whereas in a local zone, you will be able to run, as I said earlier, you will be able to process certain data and you can provide it for a low latency. And then you will be running, the major things is you will be running certain things in your local zone, you are processing. Whereas in edge location, you can't do any processing, we're just keeping a copy and then we are providing it. Okay. Best example, as I said, live streaming, you will be performing with the local zones. Whereas in edge location, you will be having highlights data, which has been uploaded data later of the match, right? So two different use cases will be using different stuffs. Is everyone clear with the Amazon infrastructure? So tomorrow I will be using pen and sketches. Today I don't have an access for it since it's mostly theory. Tomorrow I will be drawing sketches for compute services and all. Okay. Clear. So anyone has a doubt in the AWS basic infrastructure, how AWS has built their infrastructure?
So the aid location should be in the local zone or wherever the data center is available. That we can set, right?
Yes, edge locations, we can set it in the CloudFront. I will discuss it at the time, how to cache the data in which locations and all. Okay. So there will be like lot of edge locations will be available across the world. It will be stored over data over to your nearest edge locations. Okay. Sorry, not here. I'm just looking for an official website. Okay, it's another from. So if you see, this is a CloudFront, which is the service exclusively will be using for this one. Okay, we'll be discussing it later, maybe second half of the paid training sessions. Okay, clear. So these are the points of presence are available. So before I'm getting into the things, I will be talking about I believe everyone understand the basic infrastructure of AWS. Clear, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
This is a very basic concept which everyone should be knowing, either you are at the cloud practitioner or whatever. It's just a Kickstarter of the AWS if you are learning AWS. So I will be giving a overview about the certifications and then a free tier architecture, sorry, free tier account AWS, and then we'll be wrapping session for the day. Okay, clear? So AWS, is anyone certified already in AWS? Any level of certification, either it could be a cloud practitioner, DevOps, whatever it is. You can put a head.
No, but I would like to ask you that what is the certification is recommended for the developer, front
Yeah,
end, full stack developer, especially?
yes, I will be coming, and that's the reason because this certification is explicitly for SAA CO3. I will be discussing everything. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, actually, free take is available. Okay, so if you go here, this is a official website. If you put a aws.amazon.com, that is the official website of AWS. You will be getting all the details. As course progress, I will explain how to use all those things. Okay. Browse certification overview. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Certification exams. Okay. So if you take an example, these are the certifications are available over, I don't know, they are changing. Recently they retired on certificate and doing all this. Totally, if 12 certificates is a major thing, they will be telling 4, 4, 8, 12. Now it is a 13. I think they are retiring these 3 certificates, and then they are adding some beta certificates they added, they removed actually, I think so. Okay, this is a beta certificate recently added. Okay. Yep. They have added this recently, last like 20 exam starts from March 12. Actually, this certificate is not even been announced yet. Like we can't able to take today or tomorrow. Okay, it's been starting from the March 12th. Okay, so this is the. Can you give me a okay, fine, it's fine. Okay. Since I don't have my sketch pen now, I couldn't able to draw. Okay. Okay, take an example. So a basic certificate will be having at the level of whiteboard. Okay. First one will be a cloud practitioner. Okay. CPI, give it as a CP. Give me a moment, guys. I think I couldn't able to draw right now. Okay. CP. So if you open here, there is certificate called Cloud Practitioner Foundational. Okay. So Cloud Practitioner Foundational will be a very basic certificate which will be given from the AWS side. Okay. So very basic certificate, like how the exam will be there means it will be what is EC2 instance, what is region. It's very easiest certificate which will be the person who is starting their cloud journey in the AWS as requested to take this exam. It is like a foundational certificate. Okay. It will be majorly testing your basic knowledge, whether you are knowing what is cloud computing, what is AWS, kind of very basic steps will be tested in this certificate. Okay. And then there is a second certificate. Everyone is fine, right? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay, give me a moment. I'm trying to correct my sketch pen. So recently they have added this data engineer, because this data engineering concepts and all going high, right? So they have recently introduced the certificate earlier. If you see in this one itself, you could able to view that certificate is starting from March 12th only. It's not yet available to write the exams. Okay. So there is a certificate called date date. First one is CP, which is a basic certificate, foundational. Okay. Foundational. Please apologize my handwriting if it is not good. CP. So, and then the second level would be associate. Okay. So associate will be having a 4 certificates in right now. One is data engineer. Okay. Solutions architect, associate, solution architect SC I am keeping. Okay. Developer associate DA, and security, how they named it, sysop. Okay. Sysop, sysops. Okay. So sysop associate level, these are all at the associate level. What does that mean is in the CP they will be having a very it's a very basic sorry, what it is mean is, as AWS perspective, if you don't have a knowledge also, it is fine. Okay. It is like a very basic certificate, anyone can take with the minimum knowledges. Okay. Whereas for associate level, as they are pre-requesting that 1 year of 1 year of AWS experience will be enough, will be good to crack this exam, but there is no pre-request. Okay, it is not pre-request like you should be completing CP before SC or something. Okay, at any time you can take an associate exam, and then there is no pre-request. But from the AWS side, they are telling like if you have 1 year of experience, you will be able to crack that exams. Okay, clear, right? So what is the difference of these each certificates? As in, I didn't get many idea about the DE yet. Okay, I need to check the syllabus. I haven't checked the syllabus. Maybe what all things will be there means maximum analytics tools, as I seen, analytics tools, kinesis, these kind of data will be more majorly focused. Okay, come to the point. Each certificate will be tested you in the different level. Okay, as I never take the DE, I'm not sure about how they are testing here. Whereas these three things I can talk. Whereas before I'm coming into our SCA, I will talk about the DA. DA is named as a developer associate. So in this developer associate, majorly 20 services will be discussed. Okay, especially EC2 instance, Lambda, and API gateway. These are the service will be discussed, and how they will test in the exam means they will be testing the features of this one. Okay, how you have to use certain features in API gateway, how you have to choose a API, blah, blah, and it will be they are checking only for 20 services which has been they think that is a developers will be used very often. Okay, so that is the 20 to 25 services will be discussed in the DA, and they will be testing the features. Whereas a SysOp will be having administrators like a certificates, security stuff, such kind of things like a ACM certificate, systems manager, step functions. These are the certificates. These are the few services they will be testing in the SysOp, and then they will be testing in the hands-on experience. So to clear these two certificates, at least you need a better understanding of hands-on. Okay, if you are not if you have not created anytime API gateway, it will be difficult to clear the questions because they will be more specific about the features of the particular services, because they are hardly focusing 20 services, and they are will be asking some features. Okay, whereas comes to an SA, it is solution architect. You don't require highly hands-on knowledge, but it leverages your architect uh, knowledge. How the means questions, how the questions will be framed for this essay is everything will be use case based. Okay, take an example. They will give certain use case. What will be the solution to achieve this one? Okay, there may be a 3 to 4 service combinedly. You need to combine together to get the optimum solution for that. As an architect, you need to think there will be completely use case based questions, and then you will be answering for that question. They AWS in the SCA certificate, they will not test you for the particular feature or particular options, or because when you are creating, we will be having a lot of options in service. They will be not testing for the specific stuffs. They will be widely testing on your architecting knowledge. In SCA, they will be covering 60 services. Okay, so as I believe, as if what I usually suggest means, if you are a very young professional, like who is having a less than 2 years of experience, or just get out of college or in the college, I will be suggesting go and do a cloud practitioner. Okay, in case once you are having a 4+ years of experience, and there is no weightage in the CP, as I believe. So if you are in the analytics field, then straight away go and do an analytics exam. Okay, in case if you are a developer or an administrator or something means, just go ahead and do the service essay, because this is the where you will able to access lot of services. Okay, you will be touching lot of services. You will be getting the wide variety of AWS services. At least you will be having a confidence of, okay, these are the services will be used for these things. Well, in future you can go and choose the services. Maybe you will not be a geek in that particular service, but you will know, okay, for a certain use cases, this is a service will be best uses, and then you can explore the options. Okay, once you completed these services, if you are a developer and then you are not into much in administration, means go and do a DA, and then if you are having a path, then go and do an sysop administration. So this three things to be, this is how it will be go. Okay, from the CP to SA to DA, and CA to sysop. Okay, so once after you are completing all these things, there is a next level of certificate which is having a professional. Okay, in this professional level there is a two certificates available. I don't know why it's not going down. Sorry, it is not going down. Okay, sorry. Okay, so there will be a next two certificates will be there. One is a professional. Okay, in the professional level there is a two certificate. One is a solution architect associate at the professional level, and a DevOps engineer. Okay, so before this is a very, so the next after sysof you are going and procuring this, go and do a DevOps engineer, where you will be discussing a lot of DevOps tools. Once after you are having all the bases covered, okay, you will be covering all the bases here. Okay, then go and do a solution architect professional level. It is one of the trickiest general certification. It is very little bit hard, but unlike associate level, professional level will be a little bit tricky, especially solution architect. So this is how the roadmap goes. Once if you are having this 6 or 7, now right now 7, right, usually 5x I am targeting for 5x at the end of this year. Okay, these three and these two already have few here. Okay, so then if you are well enough, you are grounded well with the AWS, means then go ahead and do a specialty programs. If you are from a networking background, go and do advanced specialty programs. These are the next after the professional level. There will be a specialty level. If you are, these certificates are retiring, machine learning you are a machine learning specialty, means you can go and do that one. Or security guy, you will be dealing with a lot of cyber security, all this, means go and do a security certification. These are the very high level certificate. So this is how the roadmap. The person who is having at the end of the day, who is having this still this 7 certificates. Okay, I'm not doing a CP, so I'll be targeting, I'm not doing data engineer, so these two and these 4, these 5 certificates my target bucket list. Before the end of the year I'm going to complete. So this is how the roadmap has to go. Okay, so each certificate demands a certain knowledge, and then they will be provide, if you go inside the certificate, the detailed syllabus, all those things will be given. Okay, how the exams, fees, everything will be there. Okay, so profession foundational course you will be paying 100 GST, 100 USD dollar plus GST, whereas on a associate level you will be paying a $150. For a professional it's a $300, and then for a specialty also it's a $300 plus GST and all. Okay, so any doubts in the exam perspective? I think someone raised a question, right? Hope it is clear now. Bhavesh or someone asked the question, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hope it is clear now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So, in the very foundation level, is there any practical task we have to perform, or only the theoretical task we have to in the exam, real exam?
So exams will be having only a multiple choice. It's unlike a Kubernetes certification. You will be running nothing. In none of the exam you will be running the code or something. Okay. all the exam is a multiple choice questions. Okay, there is no code running tasks. There won't be any tasks in the examinations. Everything will be multi choice questions and multiple option choosing options. Okay, there is no code and all running. There is nothing like that. Okay.
Okay, so in the associate, you talk about solution architecture. We have to integrate three, four services and provide the solution for specific. So in that, do we need to do any practical or is just for the theoretical? Because we have to use the three, four services to optimize the solution.
Yes. So in the exam, how they will ask is it like a they will give a use case. You have a gaming application which you need to scale higher. So which will be the best solution? The options will be scaling a Dynamo DB with EC2 auto scaling, EC2 auto scaling. Don't get too overwhelmed with the question. So this is how the question will be there. There will be options will be there. Different services noted together. So for that, you have to understand what that particular service is doing and how it will be useful, in which use case it will be better. So if you are having a hands-on, it will be very clear. Though if you're not having hands-on, you're still able to clear, but I always suggest you have a hands-on. Okay.
Yes. That will be clear more concepts.
You don't need to remember all the features. Okay, when you are creating an auto scaling, you will be choosing hooks, life cycle hooks or warm pools. These kind of features they will not be testing in the solution architect. Those kind of feature testing will be happen in the developer associate, if that is coming in the 20 services. Okay, that kind of feature uh, things they will not be asking. They will be more or concept. You will be able to pull the concept of auto scaling. That is how they will be testing in the service architecture. Okay,
Okay.
you don't need to remember the features or options inside the services. Okay, enabling detailed such kind of checkbox click, those kind of things, they won't be that level. They won't test. They will be testing in the integration of multiple services together. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So I believe SAA will give you a overall good ramp up for your AWS things. SAA will give, because we will be discussing a lot of the service. Once we got to know what are all the services are available, then we will be able to use it easily, right? So I believe after CP, SAA is the best way, best as I did the same way. SA to DA, okay, DA to SS up. That's my plan now. Okay. So this is a roadmap I am following for myself. Okay, you can get it information from internet as well, but most of the people will be suggesting before a professional level you have to at least, if not three, at least two of the associate certificate will give more confidence to take the professional exams. Okay, everyone is clear?
Yes.
Okay. So one more major topic I want to discuss today, which is free tier architecture, sir, free tier account, which you will be able to because tomorrow we will be going to discuss about the EC2 instance. So where for that you may require a account to create on your own for practicing stuffs. Okay, so I will give an overview about the free tier of AWS. Okay, what does this free tier means? So you will be actually, I have an account. This is a free tier account actually. Okay, I'm just sign out. So free tier is an account they will be giving with the certain restrictions, where you can use for next to 12 months with little restriction is there. Everything is not free. Okay, and all the features is not free. I will, as course progress, I will be informing how to use it free tier, but you can create your own account by go to this website. Okay, which I'm putting it in the chat box. Okay, So you can create your own AWS account by using your Gmail, using your email, and then you need to provide either a debit card or a credit card. They will be charging 2 rupees, I think, for a testing purpose whether the card is verified or not, and then they will return it back. So over the 12 months of period, you will be able to use it with for certain features, like with the limited access. You will be able to use the AWS account. Okay, you will be able to use, like in the real time, you can create one AWS EC2 instance, S3 bucket, all those things you will be able to use it for the real time, which is for a free cost with certain restrictions. So go ahead and create an account. If you are missing, don't do any fancy stuff, otherwise you will be billed like me. For $10 I was billed last month. Okay, which is $9.05 I have been billed. So if you are, it will be, I have seen a few people's, one of my junior, when I was giving training in my office, he billed for around 4,000 rupees in Indian money because of some negligence. So don't do any fancy stuff before coming into the session. Go ahead and create a new free tier account. Okay, which will be given for a 12 months of 12 months of time. It's very simple how we will be building, how we will be creating our Flipkart account or Amazon account, right? The same way you can create it, and then we start using it from tomorrow onwards.
Okay, so is it a free trial, but we have to use the free services only. If we use the paid services, then it will charge, right?
Yes, yes. I will discuss those things. Don't
Okay,
uh,
okay, okay.
create services straight away. As progresses, I will explain what are all the things needs to be created and what are the things not to create. If you are ready to pay, then you can go ahead and create, but don't do it anything until tomorrow. Before coming into the next session, please create this free tier account, because tomorrow when I discussed and then I'm giving a work on the EC2 instance, you have to go back to home and need to create it. Okay, you need to practice, then only you will be able to follow the sessions. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
So I have one doubt. What is EC2?
So since EC2 is a service which is like a servers, okay, it's a very VMware service. So I will discuss in detail. Okay, I will discuss in. I'm not touching any of the service. I just given the infrastructure basics. I will be giving a lot of details about the EC2. We will be discussing lot about it. For an example, like if I say service means it will not be clear, right? To register certain things, I was to keep repeating the EC2, which I'm going to take in the future sessions. Okay, so it is a one service like a servers. Okay, VM servers, VMs in the AWS cloud.
Mhm.
Okay. I will be discussing in detail in the sessions in upcoming.
So before we logged into this free trial, we have to give our email ID and our debit card as well.
As I seen, some of the debit cards are not taking into the consideration. Many people face the issue with the debit cards. You can try it, because it's not like a mandatory that we should be using credit card only. Some people face the debit card when they're using a debit card. If you are a credit card, you will be able to easily access. But just try your luck on the debit card as well. Okay.
Okay. They will charge only 2 rupees.
2 or 1 rupee, I'm not sure, but not beyond the two.
Okay. Can you share today's recording if possible?
Yeah.
But later, there is no any additional charges, right?
Sorry.
After logging into the free
Yeah.
tier,
Yeah.
so we are providing our debit card number, right? There is no any another additional charges, right?
No, they won't charge anything additionally. Just for the
So it's a
confirmation.
total.
Sorry.
So it's a total 12 months free.
It's a 12 months free. Even after the 12 months, if you are not using any service, means they are not going to charge you anything. Okay.
Okay, just it's like a account, like it's a
Just
Gmail.
the account. Yeah. Yeah. For the next 12 months of period, they will be giving certain features which we can use it for free as well. Okay.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, so just to make some basic levels of hands-on and how to which services we can use the light. So to make the aware of the services, they are providing this kind of free tiers, right?
Yes. So I will give you overview. It's because if people like you and me who doesn't have any AWS knowledge, right? Without the hands-on, it will be very difficult to create their community, because when out there in the market, there are a lot of people who knows AWS means it is easy for the companies to use it, right? Because if you take an example, Oracle Cloud, there is no one is there in the Oracle Cloud, no one knowing Oracle Cloud or some other XX cloud. If company decides to use that particular cloud means they have to invest on the people as well, right? They need to train their what it is. They need to train their resources, team members, all those things. It's there, right? So they need to they need to invest on the training concept as well. So instead of that one, if people who is very well versed with the AWS already, then it will be very easy for the companies to use. So to build a very big community, AWS and other public clouds as well, not only AWS, even Azure and GCP is providing some free tier concept for the peoples who like us to learn that initial steps. Okay. Did it make sense?
Yes. Just one question,
Yeah,
just
sure.
for the knowledge purpose.
Sure.
If we are doing the some certification in AWS, and if we want to learn something about Azure, so will it be the similar kind of thing, or the Azure is totally different from the AWS, or just
So
for my knowledge purpose only?
yeah, I will understood. Okay. So take an exam. What I would suggest is concentrate one certification for a next 6 months or something. Not 6 months or something. It means target one public cloud. Get the base of the cloud technologies. Okay, like how the VMs are being provisioned, different regions. A lot of things we'll be discussing. If you are understanding one cloud technology, it will be very easy to move to the other cloud, because the service names will be different. If you take an example, I can give you one example. There is a service called Elastic Kubernetes service in AWS, which has been using with the Kubernetes. It's the same concept, almost similar, same features, but their options will be little bit name difference. And then Google Cloud is providing with the name called Google Cloud Google Kubernetes Engine, which is also going to do the same job. If you know, if you work with one one of the cloud, you know what is the best practice to use that service, how Kubernetes engines works, how the applications will be working with that Kubernetes. If you know having all these basic details, it's just a matter of switching to other cloud with the options and the service names only. Okay, it is, it will be completely that UI, what UI you are looking at and the future names which you are looking, it will be completely different, but underlying the concepts of everything will be the same, right? Because underlying architecture will be the same. So you will be able to, as you learning for the first time, you may, what you are spending a time of 10 hours for learning one service, a particular service in one cloud means, when you are moving the same set of cloud, if you same set of service you want to learn in another cloud, it will take less than half time. Okay, because you know underlying architecture already. Clear?
Yes, yes, yes. Got it, got it. The name only the little bit 80% will be same, just 20% will be
Underlying,
the name
underlying
of the services and
yes, underlying architecture and the options which you are choosing, those are changes will be there, but architecture is remain same. If
yes, yes, yes. Got it, got
Kubernetes
it.
is EKS is going to do the cluster container organization, GKE is also going to do a container organization. Underlying what we are going inside the applications, we will be using the same stuffs. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Got it, got it, got it. Thank you.
So I will show once after you create a build, you will be able to create, you could able to log in with the username and password. Okay, using your email ID and password. And then enter you go a free tier. Okay. you will be able to see what are all the services they're providing for a free tier over the 12 months. Okay. And then there are few services which is available for entire time. You will be giving it for a free. Okay. Okay. So if you see, as I said, EC2, right? That is a name called Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. That short form is EC2. Okay. They will be giving for a this is the EBS volume actually. I think I was bust out of my here it is sir. 750 hours. Okay, which means for next when your account is created, right? From the day to for the next 12 months, you will be having a 750 hours of T2 micro. These are the things I will be small servers, not like very big server. They are not giving this is what the restrictions I am talking. They will not be giving access for all the big services and all. There will be a small for our learning purpose. They are giving very small server that to 750 hours in the month, which means if you are running only one server for throughout the month, also it is fine. If you are running 2 3 servers simultaneously, means you will be because in a month 30 days 24 hours, right? 720 hours. If you are running only one service means one server means you will be able without any paying you will be you will be completing only 720 hours. You don't need to pay amount. But if you are running a three services together for throughout the month means 720 plus 720 plus 720 means it's 2000 something means then you have to pay for the 2500 hours. Okay. So need to be very careful while we are choosing the options and all, because all the option is not available for free tier. There will be a restriction for certain hours. So once that limit is reaches, you will be getting a mail. Okay, your limit is reached. What you are going to do? You have to go and delete that particular things. Else you will be started billing. Once the billing will comes, you will be able to see here costage and usage. Your billing amount will be seeing in your dashboard itself. Last month I was been billed for $9. Okay, usually billing will be in the dollars. Okay, so I have to pay a bill this month. I didn't pay it yet. Okay, so if you go here, this month I don't have anything. Last month, if you open means which one is got which bill, like that you will be able to see in which region you got the bill. All the informations will be available. Okay, you can use it for the later purpose. Okay. So any doubts in the account creation? Please, usually, yeah, I will be, please try with multiple cards in case if you're pro. As I seen many people in past, I have seen many people were been struggle to use the account, struggle to create an account. In case if your card is not taking, please considering another card and try to get an account for um get your account. Okay. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So I will be starting a Q&A if I'm stop sharing my screen now. If you are having any doubts about the course or any other things, you can post it. So we'll be addressing that issues like regarding courses and all. Okay.
Yes, can you please share the course duration and what are the course related information, if possible?
And like for suppose we have completed this AWS course. After what type of job related will be joined? Please suggest me.
Sorry, can you come again with the question? It's not clear to me.
So actually, for suppose we have done with the course. After that, what type of related jobs are available in the market? So which job is suitable for us? So
So
I just need that type of basic.
so like as I seen the market, okay, you will be getting a job of a cloud engineer. Okay, cloud migration engineer, or in case if you are integrated with your DevOps knowledge, you will be able to get a job with the DevOps engineer plus cloud engineer, which has been platform engineer kind of jobs you may get it. And then in nowadays, even developers requires a knowledge. Like if you are coming from the Java background, Python background, people are doing the development, right? When you have, if you are having a cloud knowledge means it will your chance of higher for the higher package chances will be higher, so that is one thing, right? Did I answer the question?
Yes, can you explain about the what are the paid courses you are providing and what are the charges and duration and other things?
So for
Hello.
yeah,
Yeah. Let me start, Gautam.
yes, sure, sir, thanks.
Okay. For the Indian customer, we are charging only 10,000 rupees. And the Gautam, the duration will be, I think, it's a 2 month. How much time is required for completing entire thing on the
So it
weekend?
will be 60 hours to 70 hours, so probably it will be 2 months.
Probably 60 to 70 hours. I shared the syllabus in the the chat session.
So we will be supporting how to crack exams, all the solution architect certification. I will giving tips, and I will sharing the other details like a skill builder, how you can make a cloud quest. All those things I will be sharing in my paid courses.
Also, we'll give you some complimentary video on if you are selecting our course, solution architect, we'll provide a recorded video of VMware 8.0. Right? Hello?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, once you register for solution architect, we'll provide a recorded video of VMware also. That's a complimentary. Will not charge for VMware recorded video.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, sir. Hi, this is Jitendra. Actually, I'm asking this course AWS
Yeah.
on daily basis or weekend only?
That's two options are there, weekend also.
Okay, the weekend is also
Gautam,
right.
are you able to take the weekdays also?
Weekend can't possible, sir, because office, you know that. So
Yes,
it is
sir.
a very
We
difficult.
will
But yeah, weekend is a fine. Saturday, Sunday is the good.
Okay. So the basically Gautam is very busy in the weekdays because he's working in the MNC. He's not
Okay,
getting the
okay.
time. But
Okay,
weekend definitely he will take it.
okay, weekend is a possible good. So same times, right?
The same time, or we can either 10 to 12 or other slot is there, Gautam.
yeah 11 to like till evening I will be free, so we can choose the.
Okay.
Okay,
And
10
with
to
that
6 are
time,
for the free basically.
okay, one more question. Actually, my mic that time headphone not working. So I'm asking you that this courses is a totally free of cost or some charges, something what
That's the
for
2 weeks.
the
In the beginning of the training that Gautam said, 2 weeks we are not charging anything. But
Hmm.
if you want the entire course, that we're charging somewhere around 10,000 rupees for Indian customer. For international, we are charging $150. And the
Okay, and
complimentary, we are not providing, we are not charging for cloud practitioner. The cloud practitioner is also free. You can watch on the recorded video.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody? Anyone else? Yeah.
So after completing the
Actually,
course, for example, so we are able to crack the associate level certification, right?
Gautam will answer. Yeah, Gautam.
Yes, I will be providing all the necessary. We will be discussing all the necessary services, and I will be providing a tips like practice papers. You can procure it somewhere, which is for less cost, and I will be giving tips as how to crack the exams. So it will be highly like positive. It's, as an SACO3 is not very as we see in outside, but it's not that a difficult exam if you have a right preparation. Yeah, you will be able to crack it.
Okay, thank you.
If anybody is looking for proxy, we are having some partners. So we just connect to the partner also.
Hello, Gautam sir. This is Nadeem.
Yeah, yes.
Just now I completed my graduation. So I am as a fresher. I want to know what should I do. Like for job, I wanted to choose cloud domain. for the job purpose. Can you please suggest me what is the pathway is good?
Yeah, you can start with the AWS. Okay. So since you are very beginner, you will start with the AWS, you can join the course. And then because since we are starting it from the scratch, you will be able to grab multiple services and then clear exam. So it will added boosted when you are going for an suppose if you clear the solution architect means as a fresher, if you are cleared with the solution architect, your chances is very high. Once if you are well known with the AWS, then pick some DevOps tools and it will increases your chances very high. You will be easily able to crack the interviews and you will be getting a job. Okay.
Okay, so for further now, what should I do? Actually, I should learn, then I should apply for the certification or what? See, like
So
now I am starting. So after time, I will looking for the job. So for which position should I look?
So it's a cloud engineer is a
Yeah.
initial position, and then if you are having a DevOps engineer, as in a fresher, if you are looking out for an MNC, they will not ask you for a particular position as well. They will go in the general only. But when you go for startups and other applications, uh, we will be they will be for particular position they will recruit. In that case you will be targeting for in such an instance you will be targeting for the cloud engineers. Yes,
Okay.
Sruni, I sorry I'm if I spell your name wrong. Siruri
No,
Siri.
no, my name is Nadim.
No, sorry. Yeah, Nadim, thanks for that. I'm reading a question of Srini, some message in the chat box. So, yeah, this course we will be discussing hands-on as well as certifications. So, we are on the same page. I will be taking with almost all the subjects. Mostly out of 60 surveys, 40 surveys, I will be giving a hands-on as well. So, we will be able to use it. We are in the same page, actually.
Okay, thank you.
One more thing, actually, I have not recommended to anybody do a certification focus on the part. Basically, if any pressure is there, just check your YouTube video on Cloud Practitioner. After that, once you understand the Cloud Practitioner video, then you can register for Solution Architect. Cloud Practitioner is a basic like as a CCNA. If anybody is aware of the networking of CCNA, Cloud Practitioner is something like that. That is already been uploaded on the YouTube. But if you want to go through a deeper side, then you will go for a solution architect. And the certification is not important actually. Anybody can do a certification, but the important is the knowledge, how much knowledge you have on the solution architect.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Because I am there in the industry from last 20 years. And my last company was my Book My Show. So there we were using a VMware infrastructure and somehow we have migrated from VMware to AWS cloud. And nobody was asked for any certification. Certificate is really is not important as of now, but as far as a technical or technology, you understand solution architect, developer associate, that is a very important thing. Certification anybody can do in a day also, daytime. One day I can help you for certification, but you should understand the technology.
Sure.
Yes, somebody saying unable to open the PDF. I'm just giving my WhatsApp number also. If not able to get it, you can ask in the group also. I will send in the group, WhatsApp group.
It's better to send in the group that everyone can get it. Yes.
Anybody else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we'll provide a recorded video on the YouTube. I will provide a recorded video link on the YouTube, so you can watch this session also. Yeah, we share the PDF also. Gautam just share us the PDF to us, so we'll give the provide the PDF to the customer. Today's video.
Sure, sir. I will look at.
Yeah. Okay, we are closing a session.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gautam and teammates.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone. Guys, please join tomorrow also at the same time.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.